What's up you guys, and welcome back to another video on my channel. This is episode number 13, and in this video we're going over some hands from a 1-3 cash game session at Agua Caliente in Rancho Mirage, California. Real quickly, in the last video, if you haven't checked it out, I'll put a little card up here, but I'm picking two winners from all the comments in the last video because I won in the session. In every video going forward, I'm going to pick a couple winners from the comments down below and send you guys some money as an appreciation for you guys tuning in. But this is only when I win, so if I end up losing, I'm not going to do it, but hopefully I have more winning sessions than losing ones, so that's going to be good for you guys and for me. So we had two winners from the last video. I used a random comment generator. You can find them online all the time. I'm just going to do that for this one. So the first $10 winner was Daryl Overton, so congratulations to you. I'll get in contact with you and send the money out right away. And the second $10 was Beach Fraser, coming all the way from the UK, so I'll send that money out to you as well. I'll get in contact and you'll have to let me know what preferred method of payment you would like. Make sure you stay tuned to the end of this video to see if I booked a profit. If I did, all you have to do is like the video, be a subscriber with the notifications turned on, and leave a comment down below. Those are the only things you need to do to be eligible, so it's really simple. So make sure you do those three things. I won some pretty big sports bets in the last couple of weeks since I last posted about it. So I'm going to put a couple screenshots up here so you guys can see what I did. A lot of college football and some NFL straight ups. I've been trying to limit the parlays, but Mans likes his parlays over here, so I've been posting a bunch of those. But yeah, overall in the past 2 weeks I'm up $861 because of it. So that's pretty good. So really good to get a $860 win in the past 2 weeks. I'll just jump right into some poker hands. I know that's what you came here for, so we got a couple of them for you here. Pretty interesting. So stay tuned. First hand, we have $300 in our stack, and we look down at King 9 of clubs from the cutoff. The middle position limps. I raise it up to $12, and now the small blind, the big blind, the middle position all put in the call. With $48 in the pot, the flop now comes King Deuce 3 with 2 hearts, so obviously we make top pair with like a pretty mediocre kicker. Checks to me, so I put in a bet of $26 into 48, and everybody puts in the fold, so we're going to take that one down uncontested. Second hand, we have $300 in our stack again, and we look down at pocket aces from the big blind. The under the gun position player limps, the button limps. I raise it up to $16 now, trying to get heads up or maybe three ways. The under the gun position player folds, but the button puts in the call, so we're going heads up to the flop. With $35 in the pot, the flop now comes Jack 10 3 with 2 hearts. We obviously have the ace of hearts, which could get interesting. I bet $22 into 35 here. She now raises me to $50 here, which I think is pretty strong based on her player type. She didn't seem like the type of player to get that out of line, so when she does this here, I think it's value. Obviously we're scared of 2 pair, maybe like Jack 10, something like that, because she limp called, but she raises it to $50 here, and I think when it comes back around to me here, she only has another like around 150 in her stack here, so we have her way covered, and she's not that deep here, so I think just putting her all in is the move. There's 2 hearts on board. There's a lot of straight draws in case I pegged her wrong and she's someone who's doing withdrawals, so I just put her all in for $150, and she puts in the snap call and immediately turns over pocket tens. Unfortunate for us, we ran into a set here. I don't really understand why she limp called pre-flop with pocket tens, but either way she's got us right here in bad shape. With $335 now in the pot, the turn comes the 8 of hearts. The river comes the 5 of hearts, so we actually go runner for the nut flush draw. The board is not paired, so we don't have anything to worry about here. We have the nuts, and we turn over our cards pretty excited about what just happened. Obviously it's a cooler for her, but you know what, we're gonna go runner here and take down this $335 pot, and her flop set goes down in flames. $480 now in our stack, we look down at ace of hearts, king of diamonds from the under the gun position. I put in a raise to $12 here, and only the big blind puts in the call. So we're going heads up to the flop here with $25 in it, which comes 8-8 queen. Obviously we have nothing here, but when he checks to us, I'm going to c-bet for $12 here, and he puts in the call. The turn now comes the ace of spades. There's around $50 in the pot here, and he checks it over to us again here. So obviously now that we have turned what is probably the best hand here, unless he has an 8, or some sort of weird 2-pair with a queen. We're probably gonna have the best hand here. So I put in a value bet here of $30 into like 50, and now he puts in the call again. I'm hoping he connected with the ace in some way. Obviously not ace queen, but if he had ace jack, ace 10, that would be pretty fortunate for us, or if he's just being stubborn with a queen. Either way, we're going heads up to the river, which comes the 4 of spades. So now the backdoor spade draw gets here, but I don't know if we really have to be too worried about that. He now shoves for $120 here into a $109 pot, which I think is pretty strong. I mean, I don't know what draws that he missed that he'd be doing this with. I don't know how we're ever good here, but I end up putting in the call. It's hard to fold ace king on a turned ace board, so I just put in the call here, and he ends up showing pocket eights, so he flopped quads. So yeah, he didn't need any help on the turn of the river. He was just slow playing and then decided to lead into us on the river. Let me know down in the comments if you guys can get away from this here with ace king. I know a river lead looks really strong, so I guess that would be the indication that lets me know that I should be folding, but I don't know. At these levels, people aren't bluffing that often, so I think a fold is probably the right play, but I just don't want to think like too in the moment, like just because of this one hand. I want to know if this is a good play in the long run here. Are people bluffing enough that I should be folding? I mean, I don't know.
And then a queen high flush for you.
We have $300 now in our stack. We look down at queen, jack of hearts from the small blind. Middle position player, who is a good regular player, I play with him all the time, raises it up to $12, and I put in the call. The flop with $27 in it comes 669 with 2 diamonds. He checks it over to us here, and I also put in the check here. I'll be c-betting a lot of the time, but occasionally I'll just mix up and check behind just to balance my ranges. I'm not trying to bluff every single time that it gets checked to me. The turn now comes the 8 of clubs. He checks it over to me once again. I put in a bet of $10 here into 27, and he quickly puts in the fold. So we're going to take this pot down here with a delayed c-bet. When he checks it over to us twice, once on the flop, once on the turn, I think he's showing a lot of weakness. If he calls us on the turn, we're just going to fire again on the river, even if we don't connect, and he'll probably let it go most of the time there. So I'm happy with my delayed c-bet choice, and we're going to go on to the next hand. Last hand here, we have $320 in our stack, and we look down at pocket queens from the cutoff. Nice hand. And it's 6-handed at this point in time in the game, and the guy to my right bets $8. Pretty weak bet in my opinion, so I raise him up to $24. I think we could even go a little bit bigger in the neighborhood of around $30, but I make it 24. The button flats, and one limper puts in the call. So we're going 3 ways to the flop here, and fortunately my camera stops recording here. My memory on my phone actually filled up here, so I have a picture at the end, don't worry, but until then you're just going to be seeing me talking here. So we're going 3 ways to the flop with pocket queens here. The flop with 76 in the pot comes 4 of clubs, 10 of spades, 7 of clubs. Obviously there's some straight and flush draw possibilities on the board, but given that one player raised, one player limped, I think this board favors the limp player a lot more than it does the raising player. Checks to me here, and even though we don't have a club in our hand, this is a great spot to be putting in a fairly sizable bet here. So I bet $40 into 76. The button puts in the call, and the other guy puts in the fold. The turn with $156 in it now comes the 8 of clubs. I put in a bet here again for $65 here, and he decides to put in the call once again here. So now I'm a little bit worried here. Obviously we still have an overpair to the board, which is pretty strong, but given that the pot's starting to get pretty big here for a 1-3 game, a lot of people will not be putting in $65 turn bets unless they have at least a pair. This guy probably has 2 pair. So we're probably going to be shutting down here on the river unless something weird happens. With $286 now in the pot, the river comes to 5 of hearts. So now obviously with the turn bringing in the front door club draw and the river bringing in the 4-liner to the straight here, we're really just looking to go into check call mode here, maybe even check fold depending on the size of his bet here. But we check it over to him here, and now he puts in a very small bet of $50, which just reeks of a value bet. It's just, I mean, he puts in such a small bet here, we can never fold, but at the same time, it's like, this is never a bluff. Like $50 into 286, like he's giving us like over 6-1 on a call. So I end up putting in the call here, basically saying you're nice hand, like you're good, but I just can't fold $50 into a pot of around 300. And he ends up showing king 9 of clubs for the turn flush. Got there right on the turn with the front door club draw. Obviously, we love the call pre-flop, calling 24 pre-flop with king 9 of clubs. If he does this all the time, we're going to be in pretty good shape. So yeah, if this player continues to make plays like this, we'll get him in the long run. Fortunately for us, he got us here right on the turn, so he's going to end up scooping that like $400 pot there. Let me know in the comments down below if I should be folding to a $50 bet on the river. I just think it's small enough that I just got to put in the money and turn my head away and wait for him to say nice hand, something like that. I just don't think he's ever bluffing here. So we bought into the game for $300 and we cashed out for $142. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be paying anybody out in this one. I'm only going to be doing it when I'm booking a profit here. So you're going to have to stay tuned for the next episode to see if I book a profit in that one. And I'll gladly send you guys out some money. Obviously, I wish I could win every session, because then I could pay you guys and then it's better for me in the long run as well. But unfortunately, we booked like a $150 loss in this one. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell icon so that the notifications are turned on. That way you can be one of the first people to comment on the next video. Hit the like button, and as always, good luck on the tables, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace! Thanks for watching to the end of my video. Click my head below to subscribe and stay in the loop. See you next time.